Hi, my name is Rich Jackson, and we want to make you a powerful tennis player. We want you to win a free ride tennis scholarship or make money on the Pro Tour. And where do we start with this? Well, today's video will be topicing the power of your defensive tennis game. A subject that most people don't talk about. And why not? Because they talk about the offense all the time. Yes, that's nice, that's fine, that's dandy, that's important, of course. Oh, look at his serve, or look at her forehand, and on and on. Well, the bottom line hidden truth is that there's a lot more to winning tournaments, and that's what we're going to talk about today a little bit, than just having these key offensive components, I call them. So, let's talk about that. Is a defensive game important? Yeah. Should you practice your defensive game? Without a shadow of a doubt. Here at Tennis Treasures, we have a tennis camp that we offer our players. These are for advanced players who want to go to the next level, like winning a free ride scholarship, or perhaps making money on the Pro Tour, or both, which we have a formula for both, which I think parents will really embrace. But we'll get to that later. In today's topic, we're going to talk about examples, and we're going to talk about why you want to do this and why it should be practiced, etc. So here we go. Who practices, this is your question of the day, a strong defensive tennis game who is in the top 10 in the men's singles division? Who is a singles player who practices a strong defensive game in the top 10? Well, at a glance, you say they all have a good defensive game, which is correct. That's part of the prerequisite. You must have a powerful defensive game. Everybody thinks offense. Yeah. And then we talk about more than that, of course, infinitely more. With regards to our camp and our training manual, we talk about important times in which you want to win those specific points. Martina refers to it as pressure is a privilege, and she's right. She's absolutely right. That changes your whole mindset right there. A lot of tennis players get too nervous or too anxious during those critical moments, when instead, the quality players who know how to think, and we help you with this, you embrace those moments. Those are special times that you've been waiting for. That's a good thing. Not anxious, I'm nervous, what do I do thing. Anyway, everything has a process. So, now, who on the tour has that? Well, I'll tell you that at the end. Who's got this strong defensive game? And there's other players who have other specialties, like hitting on the rise, and another player that bends his knees a lot more than other competitors, and so forth. And for Williams' sister. Anyway, I'll get to those. So, where do we start? A powerful defensive game is, a good place to start is practicing your defensive lob. What do? You go study our tennis camp, and we show you. We say, hey, have somebody with a basket of balls hit a ball to a corner, because you don't want to hit it right to you unless you just want to practice the feel factor at first. But you want to run to the ball like you would in a natural situation, and then hit a high defensive lob off both sides. But the proper way to practice that is to pay attention to the details and the techniques involved. Is the wrist low, medium, or high at contact? Is the elbow straight or bent slightly? Are you leaning backwards? Are you neutral? Are you leaning forward? What part of the strings are you hitting? Dead center, tip of the racket, or the throat? All these components are important. This is the kind of stuff we talk about. So, with regards to the defensive lob, there's several offensive lobs we train you on also. But with the defensive lob, you want extreme height, unless you're indoors. And with that extreme height, you want depth. So somebody standing with a basket of balls at the net, they don't have to be a very skilled tennis player, and they're hitting it to a certain spot on the court. It doesn't have to always be exactly in the court. It can be off the court. You're still practicing your skill. And then bang, you hit one, and it's off, and you hit another one, it's right on. And then you try to remember, what did I do right? All these components are important to get in the right order. Okay? So that's an example. All right, answer to the question in the beginning, yes. Andrei Medvedev is a tremendously, extremely accomplished defensive player. And he's added components like counterattack. The top pros say, oh, right, he's just keeping it play. I can do something with this. They'll rip one to the corner. Well, Medvedev is kind of like a tennis surgeon, like Djokovic is, where he can place the ball in specific areas and be consistent with that. It's quite amazing, quite phenomenal. Anyway, this is what makes them extra special, these top 10 players on the planet. So he has what's called a counterattack. Also, Medvedev brings to the table these surprising first serves that are really powerful. He practiced these offensive shots too. And those are kind of like secret weapons, which we will talk about on our next video. So you want to like and subscribe so you'll be alerted when that pops up. We're trying to do 2-3 videos per week to keep you well groomed, keep your tennis game very sharp. Next, so Medvedev says, yes, I need an offensive game too to complement my defensive posture. And that's good. You want all these key hidden components. But the biggest thing, one of the biggest things we train you on is how to handle anxiety points, where Martina Navratilova refers to as pressure is a privilege, which is quite wise. She is such a great commentator. I'm really crazy about her, and she's very strategic in her thinking. But yes, pressure is a privilege. You worked hard to have this pressure moment, and you do not want to be too anxious. You do not want to play out of character. We help make sure you don't do that. Again, we have a training camp. That training camp is quite phenomenal. You train from home. You don't have to travel across country to, where are you going to go? Florida, California? Stay home. And you're still practicing on the tennis court. We have homework assignments. Every time you meet with us, we have another homework assignment, and that homework assignment is on court. We call it the laboratory. Anyway, so let's talk about the defensive posture and why it's so important. Before you can win tournaments, there are 5 key ingredients you should have. And out of those 5, the 4th one is the one that talks about defensive tennis. The 4th one is, can you maintain long rallies with your opponents? I mean, sometimes they won't allow it. They'll make an unforced error, or they'll, play a strong attacking game. But in many cases, if they stay back, you should have the skill to keep up with their hard ground strokes, with their power game, because you have great footwork. So our point is, do you have the ability to hang with your opponents if you choose to? And long rallies, what's that? 14, 18, 20, 24 strokes. There you go. And then can you do that 2 times in a row, 3 times in a row, long rallies. This is why you drill, for a specific purpose, a specific reason. We try not to have you work harder. We try to have you work smarter. Okay? You don't have to hit 10,000 of these strokes and 5,000 of those. No. We want you to have it figured out psychologically what key components are required from a physics perspective to implement your goal that you want to achieve, your specifics. In this case, it's a long rally. So we have specifics for that too. Anyway, that's number 4 on our list of 5. The 5 key components are the ones that help you to win tournaments. Sure, we'll help you win matches, but you want to win tournaments too. Yeah, so yeah, you need to know all 5 key components, and that's number 4 on the list. I'll go over the 5 key components in the future. And also, don't forget, our next video will be on secret weapons. We call them SWs. SWs are vital. And we'll give you the definition of what it is. How many do you have? We're going to ask you that, so you can figure that out yourself. We'll tell you how many we will supply you with, a minimum, and so forth. So, again, my name is Rich Jackson. Thank you for coming on board. And if you want to reach out to us, go to the description and the link inside of it and click on it and schedule a time, 30 minutes. We're not going to pressure you into anything. We just want to see if we're a good fit, if you're a good fit for our tennis camp. And don't forget, let your parents know that yes, we endorse collegiate tennis also. There's 5 key powerful components if you're going to go the collegiate free ride scholarship approach. You want to do that. Why? Let me go over them real fast. 1, you win the tournament. You win the scholarship. 2, you also have the opportunity to save money because you won it. So that's still 1, frankly, in my opinion. That's still number 1. You save tens of thousands of dollars by winning that scholarship. 2, you get to follow your collegiate dream, your academic dream. Yeah, you wanted to be into IT or you want to be in medicine. 3, you still get to play tennis. You're still on the collegiate level. Sure, it's not as high as you're trained to be, but you keep honing your skills very nicely. 4, after you graduate and have your degree, you can still go pro. That's a big deal too. You got both. You got to choose now. Go pro, see if you like it. If you don't like it, 5, fall back on your career. You know, your vocation is your vacation. Those are the big 5. We want the parents to be aware of that, so that they can consider investing in you in a different way regarding your skills and your abilities and your gifts, and still get the free college and still get a chance to play on the pro tour. We help you with our tennis camp. We help you also with a whole bunch of stuff. I can't go into too much. I'm trying to keep these videos under 10. So thank you, everybody. Don't forget to hit the like and come on and see us on the next video when we talk about secret weapons. Take care. Talk to you later.